house of evergreen forest. Birds, bees, butterflies, squirrels and langurs find shelter in rainforest of Kurg. Now Kurg, which is all surrounded by forest, it is all surrounded by trees, it has lot of greenery over there, and there are many animals and birds which take shelter in the rainforest of Kurg. And animals, as you can see, there are bees, there are butterflies, you can also find langurs over there, which is very common in hilly areas also. And you also have many adventurous sports. If you ever get a chance to visit Kurg, there are a lot of adventurous sports where any traveler should actually try all those sports. Like river rafting is there, rock climbing is there, mountain biking is also very popular in Kurg. Now, if you get a chance to visit Kurg, then there is also one more thing that you should be doing, that is to climb on the top of Brahmagiri Hills. If you see from the top of Brahmagiri Hills, it gives you a panoramic view of the valley. So, panoramic means basically a bird's view or something. It is also called as bird's view, something which is seen from a great distance. A lot of distance is there. So if you see the valley if you see Kurg from the top of Brahmagiri Hills, it will give you a very, very beautiful picture. As I have also shown you the picture in the beginning of the chapter. So it will give you that sort of view where you will think and find it is really very beautiful. Then for tourists, if you ever plan to visit Kurg, then the best time for the tourists to visit Kurg is between September to March. So September to March is exactly the correct time of visiting Kurg, as the season over there is very pleasant. As the season is very pleasant, there is a little rainfall also, but overall it is very pleasant to visit this area. It's not too hot or not too cold. It's like medium temperature is also really good, and it is at that time, if you visit between September to March, even at that time, the air breathes of coffee. Now, why air breathes of coffee? Because coffee is grown over there, and even in the air, when you are breathing oxygen, you can smell coffee everywhere around you. So that is the perfect time, because coffee leaves are also ready, and the whole air breathes of coffee everywhere. You can smell coffee everywhere. Now, coming to the people of over there, people here are fiercely independent and are possibly of Greek or Arabic origin. So, if you ever get a chance to meet people of Kurg, these people are very independent. They are so brave, they are independent, they are not at all afraid. That is the quality of the people of Kurg, and the maximum of the people from even Indian Army, they are from Kurg. So, that is a clear symbol of that. Kurg people are very brave, they are very independent. Now, why they are possibly of Greek or Arabic origin? They either belong to Greek or Arabic, maximum people, because it is believed that part of Alexander army settled here and married the locals. Because when Alexander visited India, it is believed that his army, people who came to India with him, they got married, they either settled it there only, or they got married to the locals. Locals means people who lived earlier in the Kurgi basically. So Alexander army, either they married Kurgi people or they have settled over there. That's why there is a possibility that they are either of Greek or Arabic origin, and that is one of the major reasons why their dress is also somewhat similar to the Arabics. Now, Kurgi people are very hospitable. So, if you ever get a chance to meet Kurgis, you will find that these people are very hospitable. Hospitable means somebody who is a very good host in a way, you can say. Somebody who is very friendly, very kind, and whenever you visit that place, you will see that people, they're just welcoming you. Somebody who welcomes everybody with an open heart. Okay, so that is hospitable. So Kurgi people are very hospitable. They're very kind. They're very generous. And if you ever get a chance to meet them, if you ever go to Kurg, you'll find that people are very kind. They are very open-hearted and they'll welcome everybody with an open heart. Moving on to the attire of the people, so you can find it out that what people wear is long black coat. So there was a long black coat and with the waist embroidered on it. So they used to wear a belt on their waist which was embroidered, so with thread and handwork basically was there, which was called kufiya. So the attire which people used to wear was known as kufiya, which resembles kufiya worn by the Arabs. So if you ever think of what Arabs people they wear, so you'll find it very common. The dress code of these people and Arabs was very common. I hope you all know it very well. You might have seen Arabs people wearing long coat, which is nowadays also they wear some sort of kurta that is white in color, which is very long. They also wear some sort of belt which is not embroidered, but yes, they wear a belt which is again made up of cloth, and they wear something on their head, and they always cover their head and they tie something, some piece of cloth on their head. So if you see it, if you compare that with the peoples who wear kufiya, you'll find it very similar, because kufiya also they are wearing a cloth, piece of cloth, a turban type of thing on their head, and then they wear very long black coat, and there is one waist belt also, which is very similar to people of the Arabs, which Arabs wear. And why they wear it? Because basically their origin is somewhat similar. Even if their origin is not similar, people they have adapted the attire or the dressing style of what Greeks and Arabs. So that's why they have some sort of similar dress code. Now we see that we're talking about the Kurg regiment now. So Kurg, as we have talked earlier, the people of the Kurg were very independent. They were not just independent, they were also very brave. They're considered to be very, very brave people, and that's why most of the people are from Kurg itself, because the category, the people over there, they're considered to be very brave. Even the first chief of Indian Army was himself a Kurgi. He belonged to Kurg. So that's why he was a Kurgi. Kurg regiment is one of the most decorated Indian army. So if you ever get a chance to see Kurg regiment, you will find it that it is one of the most beautiful and most beautifully decorated Indian army, because people there are warriors. They're considered to be very brave. They're considered to be warriors. So that's why they have decorated even the regiment very well over there. Now, we see that it's not just this, even Kaveri water obtains its water from Kaveri river obtains its water from the hills and forest of Kurg. So the water which finally meets Kaveri river, from where it obtains its water from the hilly and forest of Kurg. So from hills and forest of Kurg, there is water which is flowing, which finally meets Kaveri river. Now we see what we have seen in this essay is there's no story, just writer is describing you the physical features, the geographical features and the people of Kurg. How exactly Kurg is. If you ever get a chance to go to Kurg, you'll find that people over there are very generous and very kind. They're very good host, we can say. You'll also find out that the nature itself is very beautiful. People over there are very brave. They're not afraid of anything. And the author, this essay highlights author's sharp observation that how good author was actually at observing and ability for a graphic description of a wonderful land, Kurg. Now, author has very beautifully, author has given you the description of this wonderful land, that is Kurg.